And we're live with an early bird special. You're going to hear my children wake up right now because I am speaking way too early. What's going on, everyone? I am the High Priestess Phoenix. I am your spiritual healer, teacher, shaman, seer, oracle, lightworker, starseed, earth angel, mystic, medium, psychic, witch, and messenger of God. On an early bird special, why are we here so early? I'm filled with energy. It's not you, it's me. I think, I don't know what time I woke up, but I woke up and got filled with energy, washed my energy, got dressed and ready to go like I had some shit to do. And the only thing I have to do is this. So we're going to do this and see if God gives me anything else to do with my life today. He sure gave me plenty of energy. How come I have so much energy? I think I slept like a total of 14 hours in the last 24 So, in order to keep up with me, which you probably can't, because I don't know how many cups of coffee you've had, how much sleep you had, and how good you're feeling about today. But maybe something in my community page, I'm sure it will leak in. Oh yeah, we're starting with it. What I left in there. What happened? Well, afterwards I got on YouTube, and sure enough, they got a trigger. You better say something, but say it kindly. Okay. I saw Ava, and she had posted some shit about reading this book and how important it is to read this book so you can fight off demons and shit. I was like, that's why there's all that shit in your readings. You'd be really trying to fight the evil, fight the power. Go right ahead, dude. Seriously, you want to get in the witchcraft wars? Go right ahead. They're real. People really do it. They've been studying that shit longer than people have been studying Christianity. Christ only came 20,000 years ago. The Holy Spirit and magic wonders have been working since before him. He taught you how to work it. Work it. Pretty much. So anyways, you can be part of that world. It's a dangerous world. And, you're left with only your belief. Magic and all manifestations, all this world goes off of your belief system. So, in essence, you're only as strong as the material you put into yourself when doing such things. And pretty much I said that, she's fighting shadows. What is she doing? She's filling her flesh to have a fleshly battle. In the sense of they teach you, I think I've heard Wolfman, who's next on the list, say something about, training your mind. No, it's not really useful. I can hear yogis say it too. I'm actually seeing the silo say it. We train our mind only in the sense of we reprogram it. You know what I mean? We're not really working through the mind. We lay the mind to rest by giving it information that soothes it. In the sense of, and you guys are all looking for that in essence. That's why you're on all your apps and you're looking for stuff that makes you feel good. So what I teach is how to, fill it with faith. And that's what I said to Royce in the middle of the summer. I was like, I was in Yuma. I was on a timeout. I was on a timeout, and I was like, do you know why I always win every magical attack, and that nobody will ever be able to penetrate my field? Because I believe in God. They believe in themselves, in the books that they were taught, in some person. Even people that practice Aleister Crowley. You believe in a false God. You believe in a man that taught you the teachings of God. And that's going back to your priests and stuff. You believe in someone outside of yourself. I put all my faith in God. Therefore, there's nothing that can fail God. That's why I always tell you, you're fighting God. Meaning anytime I've had to fight magic, and he's shown me, there's a video when I had to face poverty real hard. He let it in, dude. He let one hell of a... Mr. Plum witnessed it. I was standing right in front of him, dude. And it hit me like a ton of bricks. I went into complete shock, just started crying and was in so much fear. It was the end of the world. He had never seen such a thing. I was like, that was magic. Why did it attack me? Because my faith was weak. I didn't know what I was going to do. Now, I never know what God's going to do, but I know God is going to do something. When I put my faith in myself, and that's what she was talking about, is I can take them on based on this material. They might have read a better book, bitch. And that's what pisses off the magical community, is how does she know such things? They've been watching since day one. I didn't know nothing. I don't know nothing. And it's the not knowing that makes me all-knowing. It's not knowing. It's trust. It's trust. It's trust and faith. and a higher power, more than the books and these books are just a study of somebody else studying God. They don't become God. They learn how to harness the power of God for their life's purpose. And you try to do it to harness it for your own success and personal gains, and all you're getting is pain and gain, is what I heard. Anyway, so this morning I got her out there talking about, we got to fight these magical battles. Bitch, I am the priestess and the patroness of priestesses and witches, and there's not a magical form on this planet that could fight me. And I teach others practical magic. But in the sense of, it all comes down to what you believe. You can believe the shit that you put in it, or you can believe in God and that he's got you. And that goes back to yesterday's. Right. So then, page 2 of the bullshit is Wolfman. And he's talking about, I ain't mad at you, because it's so similar. It's the mirror on the wall. It's like, well, I did that in the middle of the day on a lunch break. He says he went on a date, a lunch date with some girl, told some girl to meet up with him. He's like, yeah, I made out with her on the first date. I was like, well, that was very childish. And he's like, and then later on in the video, he's talking about how he can't speak properly. I was like, yeah, because you literally just gave your throat chakra. And that's what you guys don't understand, is giving your power away. Like, you know what? I'm just going to reach out and fucking stick my tongue in your throat. I'm going to stick all my power, which your tongue is, your ability to speak that was given to you by God. You can speak life. So I'm going to take my, my tool, my tongue, which is the sword of truth, my truth, and I'm going to give it to you. Hey, baby, what's wrong? I know it's early. It's just early. Are you okay? You don't feel well? Hold on a second, guys. Oh, she didn't feel up. She doesn't feel good. It's too early. Maybe she'll feel better later. We'll see what can make her feel better. You know how when you don't wake up and you ask someone, you're like, what can I do for you? That's me a lot. But that makes it worse. It's like I start listing a million things, and they don't want nothing, and then I get pissed off because all I'm trying to do is help. I'm trying to soothe you because you're bothering me. And you don't want none of my soothing, and nothing will soothe you, so fine, just go suffer in silence. It's kind of how I feel. It doesn't get any easier with whether it's a child or, an adult. It's like, I can see something's bothering you. What do you want? What can I do for you? No, just get off. Fine. Just get away from me then. Poor thing. Just love and compassion. Anyway, so then he's out here talking about he did that. And it's like, I ain't mad at you, but at the same time, do you have any self-control, bro? Like, you just was like, I'm going to give you my tongue. Give it to me. I'll show you what to do with it, dude. Like, seriously, you really want to you want to feel ultimate bliss? Come here, fool. Come here. Seriously, I will totally put you to work. I want to see what it feels like. I don't have any memories or feelings in that sort. But in the sense of, it's like, you idiot. Like, you're just, and it's so saddening, because I'm like, why am I doing this to you? Because didn't you catch my reading last night? Wasn't it the Temperance card, or was it Judgment? The same card you were pulling was Judgment. We pull the same cards, but get totally different messages, dickhead. And he's saying that, and I'm like, that's all I saw was my card yesterday. It's like, you have to take all this spiritual knowledge and put it back into the earth, and this is where the mission is usually failed. And that's what I talked about. You put your skin on, and now it's all about, what the skin wants. Like, your Holy Spirit was like, she's great, she's beautiful, maybe we should just pass on this and, go back to our life. No, he's like, I'm going to lick you. I don't know about all that, bro. Okay. Did you catch her name? This is such an asshole, and you can't be mad at him. He's like, this is how he operates. I told you, dude. That's like, oh man. So you wonder why I'm attracted. I'm like, I'll put your tongue to work, and you're pretty and all this. But it's like, I shouldn't be treating you like a fuckboy, but you shouldn't be acting like one. And this is just, we need to work on this. Can we work on this? I still would like you if you weren't like that. Women would still like you. And that's what he said. I'm going to put on a tie and a suit for you. He's like, no, I'm going to be out here half naked. Shut up, bro. He's like, that's what he said. I'll put on, if you don't like it, put it in the comments and I'll change for you. Anything you like. Dude, this is Heinz Hummer. This is a total gigolo, bro, and I don't know what's going on below. But fucking chill, bro. Just chill. So anyways, that popped up. I was like, oh gosh, I gotta work already. You guys are already putting me to work. Like, in the sense of, I see what you're doing, but let me tell you what God sees and how he wants you to see it. So let's get to work. It's been 10 minutes of an intro. What is this? Okay. That's a whole nother story, another 5-minute story here. These stones, this one, and this one, were actually given to me at work the other night. I met a miner that lives, the minor arcana. No, he was great. He was cool. He was a Cancer. Anyways, lived, whatever, past, present, probably future, in Central City. Central City is outside of Black Hawk, and it's cursed-ass land. Okay, Black Hawk in itself, it's like the dark and the light of the holiness of what happened up there. A huge spiritual battle went down there, a lot of blood and stuff, and that's why I do a lot of my that's where a lot of my awakening happened, my witchcraft, a lot of it. I've took my kids up there, I've took everyone, there's a lot of shit that goes on up there. A mile and a half up from where I go is Central City, but I'm told that it's cursed. My spirit says you do not go there. He lived there. He was a miner. I started to teach him about, it all comes down to what brought all the cultures and all the gods into our mountains. First off, yes, there was gold in those hills, and there still is. Look, he got these out of the river. He's an actual miner. Watching his videos of how he created the instruments and the, doohickeys, forgive my technological lacking, it was amazing. You know what I mean? To be an actual engineer, he just showed me how he put the parts together to make I think it was called a shifting thing or something. It was just amazing, all the stuff he does. But anyways, it brought everyone from around the world. There was gold in our hills. So they came for the gold. But what was also up there was the meridian lines. And that's where all of these stones, you'll see that a lot of the gems and minerals and stones and stuff and all of that came from our mountains. What was it? A whole meridian line, a whole everything. And that's why we access, stones. Anyways, so he gives them to me, not because of their value, but I went crazy because he brought me the essence of the cursed land. And I brought it to my altar, so now we can start to work on this land from here. And that's what it means to have this. So this is a representation of protection, yes. But this is Archangel Michael. Knowing that Archangel Michael is always with me, I have the essence of him here in this stone, is all the power. And that's why, stones are so... You put so much, and here we go again. I did ask him if he wore the ring. He said, I don't usually wear the ring. And he didn't have it on when I saw him. That's all I ever cared about. It was a stupid question, but all I ever cared about. You guys, diamonds are the girl's best friend. When Bobby and I had that incident, all I cared about was I wonder if he wore his wedding ring. Did you wear your wedding ring? I just wondered about it. Did that ring that you put all this power into stop you from, did it do its job? I guess not. You weren't wearing it. Maybe if you were wearing it, it would have felt different about it. Anyways, so going back to these stones, they come from the cursed land, and then this also, it was given to me. This is from Black Hawk, so it's kind of like it's an altar offering that has been placed there at this particular time and space. Multi-dimensional work, if you will. I can't be in all places at all times, but I have much work to do in all places at all times. Yes. So, anyways, so this morning I'm like, dude, I guess I need to talk about some spirituality or something. I need to find something for these people. And I was guided. I didn't know where to start, so I opened Pandora's box and I grabbed books. And then I just flipped through the books and went to specific pages, and I'm going to give it to you raw. So, the first page I went to, I went here into this. This wasn't the first one. The first one I went to was this guy. I saw him. And we've read about this. His Divine Grace, I can't pronounce that. Go ahead. Swami Prabhupada. You could probably say better than me. Go ahead, try it again. Swami no, probably the B's not there. Prabhupada. I don't know. We need somebody that speaks the right language. But I do give it a good effort. So I turned to this page. We've read about this. But if you notice, this would be page 33, because this is page 32. He was, again, a yogini. That's what she called me. You're a yogini, which means what? I teach you from the masters. I'm a messenger of God. He spoke with one. I speak to many. Okay? So he spoke for Lord Krishna. Okay? So we're going to speak about him. And I'm just going to read this page. And you know how long I'd be talking. For further detail on this subject, one should read literature like the Bhagita Rasamatra. I'll just show it to you. He said, read that book. Read that book. Go ahead. Take a minute. Did you write it down? Take a picture? I don't give a fuck. He said, read it. of which we have presented in an English summary, entitled The Nectar of Devotion. Sorry, keep reading, bitch. I'm trying. The whole process of transferring oneself into the spirit sky involves gradually liquidating the material composition of the gross and subtle covering of the spirit soul. Where are we? We're taking a journey to other planets. Apparently people outside are causing havoc in hell. I can't. I'll try. Do you want me to put on the TV some different noise? You want to put on some headphones and listen to some soothing music? Or you can listen to the lady outside screaming bloody murder. She's screaming about, fuck, she's off to a bad day. It's that Mercury. She's got to run her mouth. Alright, so, Mercury, what planet is she in? Just killing shit. Anyways, so this is talking about astral travel. This was the first one I got. I teach you a lot about the planetary movement and how you work with these planets, because these planets are energy within you. And that was him too, talking about Scorpio. Scorpio is a representation of what planet, dickhead? Mars. But I'm an Aries. You have to understand it all and put it all together instead of just sounding all messy like that. I told you I can help you. But instead you want to feed your flesh. Flesh eater. Your flesh is showing. And everybody wants a piece of it. They're going... Alright, stop. Okay. We're traveling to planets. The above-mentioned 5 items of devotional activities are so spiritually powerful that their performance by a devotee, even the preliminary stage, can very quickly promote the sincere execution of the stage of Bhava or something. Bhava? I don't know. The stage prior to love of Godhead or emotion on the spiritual plane, which is transcendental to mental and intellectual function. And complete absorption of love of God makes one fit to be transferred to the spirit just after leaving the material tabernacle. You become one with yourself, and that's how you become one with God, is pretty much how this all comes into, is when you're in love with yourself, then you love yourself like God loves you, and now you're in a place of that. It's not a love of pride. It's a love of acceptance. I accept all the ways that God has made me. Not just I look in the mirror and I love myself and you're a bad bitch. And I don't tell me, no, God doesn't speak such ways. It's very humble. You understand the perfection in how he's made you, and that you're not perfect, but you're a perfect disaster that he's created. The perfection of love of God by a devotee actually stimulates him on the spiritual platform. Even though he may still maintain a gross material body, he becomes like an iron rod, which when in contact with fire actually ceases to be iron and acts like fire. The things that are made possible by the Lord's inscrutable and inconceivable energy, which material science has not the scope to calculate. One should therefore engage himself in devotion service with absolute faith, and to make his faith steadfast, or should seek the association of the Lord's standard devotee in person, if possible, or by thinking of them. What does that mean? Like I said last night, you keep your eyes on God and let him take care of everything around you. And that's what, heavy Buddhists and monks and, that's what they do, is they spend all day in devotion. And it's just an actual self-discipline of practicing. It takes a lot of practice to trust and have faith and see God in everything. They won't say it that. They'll say spirit or energy, because those are the words we use. But that's what it takes. It takes a long time to become. And that's where they're like, how could you have done this in this amount of time? It's not the time. It's the energy I put into the time I have. You may have studied night classes for 8 years, but I give this 24/7. I'm in devotion to what it is that God is working in my life on the physical plane and in myself on the mental, emotional, and spiritual. You have very different layers to your body that you work through. All layers of my existence is what they call it. You have to work through each of these layers to get to a new layer of your existence. And that's where I am in this teaching. I had to work through myself to understand how to explain this part of myself, now that I've done it, to you as a walking testimony, and not just some professor that professes to have the understanding of the material that they teach. They profess to have the understanding of the material that they teach. But in essence, as a great teacher that I am an amazing student, because I can only teach that which I have mastered, and I must learn to master such things. And as you notice, as I'm speaking, as I've got to this place of mastery, my actual vocabulary changes. Everything changes. Your whole DNA changes. You shift, shape-shifting. The association will help one develop functional devotional service to the Lord, which will cause all material misgivings to disappear like the flash of lightning. And that's it. You go from poverty to peace, and in peace is abundance. The most abundant thing you can have is peace. Peace of mind, peace of spirit, meaning I feel good. So why am I here? I didn't have no peace. I'm full of shit. I was full of energy. I must find my peace. What can I do to grab my peace? Well, you have 4 books sitting right there. Get to work. This is what God has given me to, so I get to it. And then that's why I said, what are you going to do after? What am I going to do with all this energy? I might use it all right here and crawl in bed with them. Who knows? That's just how it works. All these different stages of spiritual realization will be personally felt by the candidate, and this will create in him a firm belief that he is making positive progress on the way to the spiritual sky. Spirit in the sky is what I heard, and that's just it. That's the Kobe in you, is I'm not making mistakes. I'm learning and getting better. I'm making strides. Stripes. Then he will become sincerely attached to the Lord and his Adobe, meaning I understand that these mundane acts of my day-to-day life is what is called of me to make a better life. Such is the gradual process of evolving love of God, which is the prime necessity for the human form of life. Who? Oh, yeah, they are. Sorry, hold on a second, guys. She needs my help. Okay, which means she's getting over it, and she's going to redirect her energy so she's not pissed off at me, because I know you heard her huffing and puffing at me. I appreciate you. It was a choice. I can choose to do something else, or I can choose to fight her and be mad that she's being loud while I woke up. She chose a higher purpose. So I'm going to stop there, but this is ultimately, the journey to other planets. It's all about having a relationship with God. His God was Lord Krishna, and that the teachings of Vishnu. Okay, but it's just, all of the gods taught the same thing: benevolence, love, forgiveness, compassion, temperance. Right? So, again, this is another book of his, The Science of, here he goes, Swami Prabhupada, I don't know. Anyways, we've read a little bit of it. I started with The Science of Reincarnation. Then all these books came later. We haven't read all these books? Not nearly. I've turned to a specific page, and I'm just going to read from that page, because who knows what the fuck they were talking about 288 before that. We start right here. Where? At the beginning of a sentence, because who knows what that word means. You want to try to pronounce that one? Yeah, I'm trying. Speaking in tongues over here. All right, here we go. I don't know. It'll make sense when we get to it. That is the process of cleansing our hearts. When we cleanse our hearts, then we will be able to understand what Krishna and the Vedas says. We need to be purified. If a man is suffering from jaundice and you give him a piece of sugar candy, he will say that it is very bitter. But if sugar candy is bitter, is sugar candy bitter? No, it's very sweet. And the medicine for jaundice is that sugar. Modern science prescribes this, and it is prescribed in the Vedic literature also. So if we take quantities of sugar candy, and then we will be relieved from jaundice. So when there is a relief, then one says, oh, this is very sweet. That's like, sweet. Isn't that what we say when shit works out? Sweet. So the modern jaundice of godless civilization can be cured by the chanting of Hare Krishna. In the beginning, it may appear bitter, but when one advances, then he will see how pleasing it is. Okay, so they used the mantra. We talked about this yesterday. Today's mantra is, God's got me. God's got me. It can be whatever God you want, but you start saying that. And it says it can appear bitter, meaning it doesn't feel like you. These are new words. This doesn't feel like something I usually say. And people will notice it's not something you usually say. But you're adding some sweetness. You're adding some sugar. You're adding some faith, some belief. You know what I mean? And the more that you say it, the more that it advances. Meaning, God is good. God is good all the time. That's what they say. But how about give him a little bit more power? You know what I mean? He is good all the time, even in your suffering. But when that's happening, you want to say it's the devil. Quit playing around. He's being good right now. He's being good to you, even though you don't feel good. As soon as one understands his identity, his relationship with God, then immediately he becomes happy. And that's it. You understand what God's trying to do with you. You understand who you are. As far as you understanding your last incarnation, I don't know. That comes with time as you start becoming your last incarnation, as you start going through these timelines of, learning your lessons. We are so powerful, and that's how I learned it. I mean, it's not like somebody gave me a book. Okay, that's a fucking lie. The Holy Spirit gave me lots of books. But it was just this thing, you know what I mean? I didn't know I was Lilith until I knew I was Lilith. It was in me. What is Lilith? I went to the spiritual store, and all I knew was a name. And something had come over me. Something had embodied me. I was full of all of this energy, full of tears, full of anger, full of rage. And I go to the spiritual store. This is very much in the beginning. And I go and I ask him, I say, what do you know? No, actually, I'm crying. I go in there and I'm overwhelmed with energy and I don't know what to do. So I go to this guy that I know. He's my new, He's my new guide in this moment because he knows shit. And I'm like, he's like, look at me. He's like, are you okay? And I'm just crying. I was like, something has come over me and I can't hold it. He's like, you want me to take it from you? I was like, I don't know if you can. I don't know if you should. He's like, I can do it. And he grabs my hand and I start to calm. So he took the energy, right? And then as I breathed, I said, what do you know about Lilith? He said, Lilith? And he took me back into the books. And that's where I started to realize it. I did not know. In the story, when God showed me the awakening, he showed me as Eve. And I came out and I made this video and I said, it was me that cursed the people. It was me that cursed the people. He showed me as Eve so I could have compassion for Eve right away. Then he showed me who Lilith was and how it was still me that cursed the people. But I had already had a compassion of what it meant to be Eve before I was Lilith. Is everything okay? She doesn't feel good. I don't know what came over her. Healing is what she needs. Okay. So I just want you to understand that. Understanding yourself. Okay, I understand who I am. And learning, just living my life in accordance and walking in it was understanding what Lilith meant. Who was I? What was I? And then I started to understand and see more. But that was just the same with Isis, with Bridge, with Medusa, all of them. I would see that this is me and work through me. It's like, this could be you. This fucking is me. And I could see I could see the lives played out in only those moments in time that are playing out here. And then when it's all done, I see the succession of time. We are so full of misery because we have identified ourselves with the material world. Therefore, we are unhappy. Anxieties and fearfulness are due to our misidentifying with the material world. One other day, I was explaining that one who identifies with... Hold on one moment. Okay, sorry, I was like, what do you need? What do you need to stop? I want you to stop. No, I'm not going to stop. What do you need to stop? Because you're not going to make me stop. I will stop when it's done. I'm being respectful. It's a respectful time. And she's like, she chose violence. It's like, no, I will do this as fast as I can, but this is what I've got to do right now. You can be upset, but you can't put that on me and try to force me to stop what I'm doing because you don't like it. We have to coexist in here. This is what I'm doing. I'm sorry I'm doing it so early, but as soon as I'm done, you can have the house. I'll leave like I always do. Step outside and you own the room. Joan of Arc and Lilith in the same house. It's not always easy. It's not always easy. We both have our swords ready to go. You know what I mean? But at the same time, it's like, So what did I tell her? You know what I mean? Like, seriously, I can only do so much. I can't just give up what I'm doing because it doesn't make you feel good. You have to own your own feelings and say, okay, just let me have some compassion. Let me have some understanding. That's why I said, what do I need to do to make you stop? Because you must stop. No, you stop. No, you have to stop. Because I'm doing a job right now. You are just being upset that I'm doing my job, but I have to do this. Maybe that relates to someone else. It gets very difficult when they become teenagers. It's always difficult because you have to be understanding. I understand that you don't want to hear this right now, but you have to be understanding that this is what I'm doing right now. Jeez. And that's why I said, let me stop. What can I do for you? What do you want? I just want you to stop. That's not a possibility. What else can I do for you? What are some other options here? Where's the, you know what I mean? The, what's that fucking word? Forget it. Let's just keep going. Anxieties and fearfulness are due to our misidentifying with the material world. The other day, blah, blah, blah. So by chanting what'd she say? The other day I was explaining that one who identifies with the bag of bones and skin is like an animal. And that's it. You identify in the skin you wear. You find your identity in your skin. The clothes that you're wearing, the way that you talk, all of this. You think you are the skin you wear. But you've worn many skins. Cleansing it of the heart means that one will understand that he does not belong to the material world. It has another word that I'm not going to try. I am spirit soul. As long as one identifies oneself with England, with India, or with America, with this ignorance. Today you are an Englishman because you were born in England, but your next life you may not take birth in England. It may be in China or Russia or some other country, or you may not get this human form of a body. Today you are a nationalist and you are a very great follower of your country. But tomorrow, if you stay in your country, you may be a cow being taken to the slaughterhouse. So we have to thoroughly know our identity. That the culture identity of every living creature is that he is eternal servant of God. If one thinks like that, I'm no one else's servant, my business is to serve God, then he is liberated. His heart is immediately cleansed and he is liberated. And after one has reached that, then all one cares about and the anxieties, all one's cares and the anxiety of the world are over because one knows, I am a servant of God. God will give me protection. Why should I worry about anything? It is just like a child that knows his mother and father will take care of him. He is free if he should go to touch the fire. His mother will take care of him. Oh, my dear child, don't touch. My mother is always looking after him. My mother is always looking after him. So why don't you put your trust in God? Actually, you are under the protection of God. And then it goes on to say the church. So that was on page 289 of the realization. And again, you see how we're going into faith. Okay? We're going into faith is knowing God. You just know that God's got you. God's got you. Thank you, Krishna, for, again, in your books and your teachings, confirming what all ascended masters have said. The higher source, God has us. Okay. Now, I want to go into this. This popped out. We teach tarot over here, people. We have to deal with a lot of tarot readers that don't fully understand what they're teaching, and only to make them better teachers. It's not to say that tarot has no power. It's that you're working through your mind's understanding instead of your heart's knowing. Okay? So this is was given to me. No, hell no, have we made it through this. This is like trying to read the Bible. No shit. But I was turned to this page. Look, it's all dirty. The doctrine behind the veil, sense of wisdom. In the simplicity, he bears the seal of nature and of art. In that innocence, he signifies the restored world. When the self-knowing spirit has drawn in the consciousness above the natural mind, that mind, in its renewed lead forth the animal nature in a state of perfect conformity. I'm like, what? Are you talking about? Because there's nothing here. It's like write something on the blank space. And then we go to the last judgment. Interesting enough, I pulled the judgment card. Everyone's pulling the justice and judgment. I pulled that last night. Okay, so I wanted to show you this. This is the card, and I'm going to read it to you with a better understanding. The Last Judgment. I have said that this symbol is essentially invariable to all tarot sets, or at last the variations do not alter in character. The great angel is here compassed by clouds, but he blows his bannered trumpet, and the cross, as usual, is displayed on the banner. Okay, so maybe some of you that have the original tarot know what the fuck they're talking about. If you remember my card last night, I've got an angel coming out of a flower, I think is what it was on there. I don't have it in front of me. I could dig it out, but it's not important right now. The dead from rising from their tombs, a woman on the right, a man on the left, and between them their child, whose back is turned. They want me to show you my High Priestess. I tell you I have a High Priestess. This is the actual High Priestess card that's in all the tarot. And it says, hold on. It says High Priestess. Do you see it? It's the actual original High Priestess card, so that everyone that knows the tarot knows. But then I've got my other one that shows that I'm a card reader and everything else. What is this? This was given to me, it's a whole story. It's given to me by a homeless guy the day after I did the Broncos Stadium. So this is my reminder of that. So, again, there's, in the symbolism of it, when I tell you I wear my High Priestess, it's where I wear the card in front. I wear I wear the label. I wear my stripes, is what they say. Okay, but the card there are, but in this card there are more than 3 who are restored, and it has been thought worthwhile to make this variation as an illustration the sufficiency of current explanation. It should be noted that all the figures are as one in wonder. Okay, let me read it like this. In wonder and adoration and ecstasy expressed by their attitudes. It is the card which registers the accomplishment of great work of transformation in answer to the summons of the supernal. There's that word again, supernal. Which summons is heard and answered from within. Herein is the intimidation of the significance which cannot well be carried further in the place present. I wonder, there goes the Temperance. Sorry, I'm just like, hold on a second. That means that the other page was part of the last one. So we're reading and we're in the liminals. Okay. What is that within us which does not sound a trumpet? I can't read. And all that is lower in our nature rises in response, almost in a moment, almost in the twinkling of an eye. Let the card continue to depict for those who cannot see further, the last judgment, and the resurrection of the natural body. But let those who have inward eyes look and discover therewith, they will understand that it had been called truly in a past card of eternal life, and for this reason it may be compared with that which passes under the name of Temperance. And that's what we pulled yesterday, was the Temperance and the Judgment. But what I was realizing as I was reading it, I was like, if this is here, then that means this is part of this card. Oops, hold on. Because we read this one. I thought this was the beginning of the Judgment card, but this is the end of the Sun. And there's the Sun. Right? So we went from the Sun to Judgment. Interesting, right? That's where they took us. And the Sun means all truth, all things will be known. But you see how it's read biblically? And that's why I was like, no, we haven't read these. The naked child mounted on the white horse and displaying a red standard has been mentioned already as the better symbolism connected with this card. It is the destiny of the supernatural East and the great and holy light which goes before the endless procession of humanity, coming from the walled garden to the sensitive light and passing through the journey home. The card signifies, therefore, a transit from manifesting light of this world, represented by the glorious sun of the earth, to the light of the world to come, which goes before aspiration and is typified by the heart of a child. But the last allusion is gained to the key I'm seeing something. Not just the card. Okay. Is again the key to different form or aspect of symbolism. The sun is that of consciousness in the spirit. And that's your sun sign. You know what I mean? What is your spirit made of? The direct as the atheist of the reflective of light. The characteristic type of humanity has become a little child, therein a child in the sense of simplicity, and the innocence in the sense of wisdom. In that simplicity, he bears the seal of nature and art. In that innocence, he signifies and restores the world. When the self-knowing spirit has drawn in the consciousness above the natural mind, the mind in its renewal leads forth the animal nature in a state of perfect conformity. Is that what you get when you read your sun card? Again, they were used for biblical understandings, but that's not how these people get it. And that's, I'm like, how do you get that? And the moon card, it always shows the moon and the, the howling at the moon, Scorpio. They're very, what I mean, all of them always show that. My card shows that, the naked woman below the star. You think that it's about spotlight, but it's really about seeing the light in the dark space. The star card is about that. The North Star, finding your North Node, finding the light in the darkness. Crazy stuff. Now, let's go back to Ava and her bullshit. Yes, I teach you protection and reversal magic because I had to learn it on my own as I was under attack. But then I learned the biggest thing that you need to know, which is what? If you heal the darkness that's inside of you, then there's no darkness that can affect you. And that's what I teach you. Let's go to the root of all evil, which is us. They can send evil at us. And that's matching energy, bro. If you give me that fucking attitude, I'm going to fuck you up today. I mean, I'm not just going to match it. I'm going to squash it. I'm going to give you more than you gave me, times 3. Nah, bro. There's nothing but evil out there. We must learn to take their evil and give them back love and compassion. How do we do so? How could you fake something? You can't. You literally have love and compassion for their evil ways. You understand why they're coming at you this way. You understand that they're just children of God that were taught to do such things. But you can teach them a different way by your reactions. It's kind of the long story short. I haven't read all of this to you. We started with all kinds of different things, but that's it. That's why I stopped teaching such things. I mean, I teach you along the way how to do things and what stones to keep and, what oils and what mantras and all of that. I teach you practical magic. But the practical magic is nothing to the shadow work we do. We clear our shadows so nobody else's shadows can attack us. And that's all they're doing, is attacking you from a shadowed place. They're projecting on you from a hurt place. So we deal with our hurts so other people's hurts don't hurt us. And we know how to deal with their hurt. It's pretty much how it works. So I go to the last part, final words. He has some final words. He wrote this whole book of teaching you magic and how to protect yourself. Here's his final words. I'm going to jump right here. Okay? The methods I included in this book hopefully will serve as armor not only against ancient spells and curses, but also against these more accepted yet in many more insidious modes of binding and control. In particular, I hope that the 3 daily practices of banishing, meditation, and offerings will change you enough, you enough that these powers begin to loosen their hold. Banishing. What is banishing? Banishing is removing energy off of you that's not yours. So all day, your banishing is cleaning your energy. And I teach you lots of different ways to banish energy off of you. They just put it on you. Some of it is like literally they took a subliminal attack on the internet on you, and now you've got this visual, this person's words on you. Some of them are in person. You know what I mean? Some of them you just went outside. Like that bitch outside, I could feel her energy through the door. She's out there fucking talking shit that, during the beginning of my video when Milia woke up. That's probably what Milia caught. It was all her fucking nasty energy. She was out there screaming and acting a fool. If we stand out there, it's going to bother our skin. Now we're in her energy, and her energy has gotten on us. What do we do with it? We feel like her, just watching her. What do we do to clean it? You know what I mean? That's what banishing is. Meditation. Spending a lot of time in prayer and devotion. Meaning just a lot of time sitting with you. That's what meditation is. Sitting with you. Sitting with you. Sitting with you. And offerings. Offerings of gratitude, dude. You know what I mean? If somebody asks, or if you can give something to yourself or others. And that's what I'm doing right now. I don't know what to do with myself, so I can give a part of myself to others, and this will make me feel good. You know what I mean? There's different ways to do offerings. Where yesterday I started my video. Let me start by saying what I'm grateful for. let me offer up some goodness before we go into this bullshit. You know what I mean? Let me give you some goodness before, whatever I can offer. Words is what I usually have. And offerings will change enough that these powers will begin to lose hold. Taking back your attention is perhaps the most revolutionary act one can perform in today's world, and all the techniques in this book can be used as tools towards accomplishing that goal. That's where I hit her with my 1-2, but God hit us with that yesterday, and that's what I've learned. You're giving it too much attention. Take back your attention, in the sense of it has no power until you start making it all powerful and you're all about that life. You start indulging and reading all this bullshit and you want to be all about that world. Now that world is all over you. And so now you're trying to suit up to protect from attacks, which means you're looking for attacks. You know what I mean? You're doing all of this. You're manifesting it is what we call it. It's like, don't give it so much attention. And that's what I said. Where's God in this? Can't God fight these battles for you? He really told you to go out and become the, you know what I mean? This, I doubt it. I very much doubt it. Where's your angels and stuff? That's their job. Where's all these people that are supposed to be fighting for you? Why are you fighting God's kids? With your knowing. Again, here we go with the Adam and Eve and the apple. And that's why I was like, you guys are hella messy, and I got to clean you up before Jesus gets here. That's my job. I got to clean your asses up before Jesus gets here. Right? You got to be Jesus-like before the guy gets here. And he'll tell you. That's where it is. It's like, somebody asked me in a childlike voice a long time ago, when are we right with God? I made a video about it. You know you're right inside. Nobody tells you. And that's it. I saw Jesus tell me. I saw Jesus tell me by showing me me. I knew I was right because I saw that I had done the right thing, which you could say was all wrong. As the more traditional occult attacks that are the main focus of this book, I have attempted to provide a useful survey that covers many different modes of practice. Practice. You're practicing magic with professionals. Be very careful. I would not recommend doing so. In the sense of, what's your faith? Do you know that you're so protected when you walk against these people? That's the difference. Know thyself. Know thy God that's in and around you. He's gone before you, in my sense. He's always. That's what I tell everyone. Hey, when I met Wolfman, hey, do you know Pac? Do you know Biggie? I mean, where'd Biggie come from? That's a good one. Biggie. Can't you? I never really see you that much. Thanks. Do you know Pac? Do you know fucking Nipsey? Do you know Kobe? These are my 3 spirits, bro. These are my wise guys. They're all here. These are the wise guys, bro. You can't approach me without these guys. They're going to be in your dreams. They're going to haunt you, bro. These are my guys. These are my guides, but my guys. They're here for me through this whole walk. They're going to walk me through this life and on to the next. We're walking it like we talk it. And that's it. It's like, that I don't got to fight you. Pac's going to get you, bro. Get the fuck off me. You and your stupid shit, bro. I don't give you no attention. And then I made another video about how to silence haters. You're giving them too much attention. They want to get a rise out of you. In essence, they're putting their energy on you. Get it off you, bro. Don't put it in your eyes. Don't put it in your ears. Don't put it on. Because then you don't know what to do, how to take it off without giving it back to them. And that's not going to make you right by God. He doesn't want you fighting his kids, bro. He's not all right with them fighting you, but he's all right because he's put you in the fight because he thinks you're the bigger person. Who are you? You're God's chosen, bro. Some traditionalists will accuse me of being too eccentric in my methods. Those used to ceremonial magic may be put off by the folk magic. Yeah, I don't teach you his magical routines. He gets real deep into all this shit. What do? I mean, I guess if you watch me, you'd be like, damn, she's all wise and shit. I grab my bags and we hit the fucking road and I turn on music and they fucking tell me what to do when I get there. Put some shit in this. Do this. Walk around like this. It's just an in-knowing. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing till I gotta do it. And then I just do what I'm seeing in my head, in my intuition. I get it done. We, la-di-da-di, we like to party. Like, it's really not that serious. They take long because I gotta wait for the sage to burn all the way down to the ash. Like, I'm not sitting there trying to give it all night. I'm like, let's do this. And usually I don't even know I'm about to do it until we're doing it. And I got like, dude, I got to get to work. We got like 15 minutes to do this. Let's just do this. It's, moon magic. I know there's a full moon coming. Am I prepared for it? No, I got all the preparations. And if I do need to get some sage. That's what I'm going to do today. Oh, and the crowd goes wild. I told you, what am I going to do today, God? He gave me something to do, something glorious that I love to do. I'm going to the spiritual stores. You know how glorious that is? Because I have a couple dollars. He gave me the money to go to the store. I can't go to the store without the money. I mean, I could, but all I'm going to do is covet that which I see. I want this, and I want that, and I want this. Okay, don't go over there wanting. You go over there when you need something, bitch. You need to get some stuff. Okay, but then when I get there, I know I'll covet again. And that's where you just have that self-discipline. No, you don't need this. And I have to tell the spirit that all the time. And still, they win. We don't need this. No, you need this. I don't need this. And that's where all this jewelry and all these stones and all this shit comes from. And then later, you find out, hey, did you guys see my gloves? I didn't know I needed these in my life. Fucking needed these in my life so bad. I shared it in my community page. Check out these gloves. Right? These are some grandma old-ass fucking 19-something 80s. They're not, dude. They're very advanced. Check it out. Right? Ta-da! All the colors of the chakras. I told you I channel energy through my fingertips, and it's... But it's not. There's a little hole. Put my fingers out. Or I could put them all in. Check this out. It's like, I'm dying out there, right? I'm dying, right? I do a lot of smoking, a lot of stuff. I could cover them up. Whose grandma came up? This is old and new. This is taking the old ways and making them new, bro. This is amazing. Doesn't it look like a little beanie on my fingers? I think it's amazing. I didn't even need that. No, I needed this. God took me. I was like, yeah, I needed that. And it matches all my other shit. I have a beanie that has all my colors. I have all kinds of colorful shit. So they knew what I needed. All right. Going back to it is like, yeah, God gave me a plan. Oh, yeah, going back to, there's a full moon. I'll do full moon ceremonies. Every time, the other day I was doing all that sage burn, guided to do it, only to, that was yesterday morning. And then right after the burns, then I'm guided to all the temples, and I'm guided to do offerings. I don't know I'm doing this till I'm on my way. That's what I tell the kids. I'm going somewhere, and then like 3 hours later, where the fuck did you go? The Holy Spirit. They know how it works. That's why they won't come with me. Because I have all intentions, and then I turn down the music. The Holy Spirit just says we're going somewhere else. They've seen it so many times. It happens to me all the time. I have the best intentions. They gave me an idea, but that was just to start the engine, bro. They just gave me the fuel to start this fire. And then once it starts, somebody call 911. Meaning, the ceremonial magic. No, I don't plan all this shit. It's like, I don't put all, fuck Christmas and all that. You know what I mean? It's when they say. Like, we're rolling, I can feel it, the 10-day energy is rolling again. And then something is happening on the 13th of the Cancer moon and all this, and then we got all these planets. They tell me, I don't go looking for answers. They give me the answers, and, that's it. So they've prepared us for this energy blasting of these planets on the 25th, is what I'm seeing right now as we were talking about traveling to the planets. Okay, those comfortable with hoodoo may find resonance with the visualization techniques. Those expecting a book on standard modern Wicca may be turned off by just everything I wrote. I have a whole Bible to Wicca. I have all this stuff. And that's it, is I meddle in all of it. I show the truth in all of it and bring it all together and show me your devil, as they say. That's the devil. The tarot is the devil. Really, I could show you God was just all over that. Did you not read that? That's the devil. No, that's God. Nope, that's God. Nope. And you and your demons. Nah, that's God, bro. That's your mind on fucking the Matrix, thinking that you're out here fighting demons and shit. That's what I told her last time. Show me a demon. I'll show you them. They're your own fucking feelings and thoughts, dickheads. Or we could talk about Russ and his demon family. Diamond. Die, man! Die! The synchronicities are great. I love you, Russ. Good morning, sunshine. All you gotta do to hurt him is give him love, bro. Give me love, give me love. That's all that hurt us. Every time I love him, it hurts everyone. Love is the most powerful tool. All you need is love. Try to love somebody. Watch how fucking crazy they go. I'm the powerful, loving person like that. That's what's got me this way. Anyways, my eccentric, and that's Christianity. They are so mad that I preach Jesus in such a way. You can't bring Jesus there. What are you talking about? Jesus is everywhere. They are so mad. They are so mad. They have no authority and power. They're like, you can't use Jesus with tarot and talk about blowjobs. Okay, you think Jesus didn't get a blowjob and didn't know that tarot exists? You're stupid as fuck. Stop limiting my God, idiot. And it's true. It's like, why wouldn't Jesus love them? Yeah, you don't know your God, huh? He loved all of them. He didn't really care for his own, dipshits. He had mercy on you. Why you fucking ripped his skin off and beat him to death because he was setting people free. Are we talking about Jesus or Martin Luther King? I don't know. Talking about me, if you wish you could kill a bitch. You wish you could kill a witch. How do you kill a witch that works with Jesus? You can't. There's no such thing. But how does, and that's it. If you know Jesus, you know I'm anointed in Jesus' blood. If you really know it, you know that his promises were for all. And they're really pissed about it because they're like, no, but we said. And that's not what he said. You have no power. And that's what I mean. My faith is stronger than your books. Your shit. And he said, live in the spirit, not on the laws. What are the laws? Your fucking books? You put all these laws on shit. And that's where this is like, a lot of people don't like what I teach, but I teach God. I teach God. I teach God. Not one form of God. The living God that lives in all. Which would make me a pagan because only the pagans identified that God lived in everything. It's you Christians and shit that say he only lives in your church and in your house and in your book. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. If you don't stop limiting my God is an awesome God. That's a great song. In the sense of you know it. And how do you know God? When you know thyself, bro. And that's exactly what Jesus said in my Sunday video. You know thyself. Which means you know my Father who art in heaven. Yeah, I get it. I know the guy. I just don't know what the fuck he's doing with me all the time. Anyways, get back to the book. We no longer live in purely traditional culture. Modern modes of communication and travel have made the world so much smaller than it is. The chance that a Santiro or Peruvian shaman will cross paths with a Jewish Calabastus and a British witch is now a very real possible thing. Because I am all things. I am all things, and all things were created in me. I don't know what a Santerio is. Santeria? Yeah, that's me. Peruvian shaman? I'm a shaman. Will cross paths with a Jewish yeah, I'm from the Kabbalah. And British witch? Well, if he married me, I could become British. I mean, I was in the last life. Does that count? I was in the last wife. Hey! Louis. Oh, God, Lewis, you popped up all over my screen today. I was like, how was your birthday, old man? And I was like, oh, shit, he is an old man. Did it wear you down that you're fucking Bodie? Bodie Woda. Or was it the fact that you're too old to have kids? That's what they tell us women. You're a spinster, bro. You're going to spin out of control in that Ferrari. And you're totally having a midlife crisis at 40. It's like, I'm going to buy a Ferrari. No, I'm going to be given. You know what, spinster? British witch. Say bitch. I want to hear you say bitch. Say it. You bitch. Are you calling me a witch or a bitch? Say it again. Bitch. Bitch. Which one? Bitch or witch? Bitch or witch? I'm both. Forget it. Anyways, the chances are very likely if you've met me. Why? Because I am all things. All right, going back. And I am. Have you ever spoke at the ministry the missionaries of the Church of Jesus Christ and those Latter-day Saints? Who am I talking about? I'm talking about St. Patrick. Did you know he was part of this? Oh, yeah. He had a dream. Didn't we all? Fucking visions and shit. Anyways, going back to it. Is a very real possibility. In fact, it happens all the time. You met someone like me? Can you introduce them to me? I want to meet this person. Without going out of my way to seek anyone out specifically, I was exposed to a, what is this word? Rosicrucian teacher, a root worker, and a Santeria, a Buddhist something, and several different Wiccans, all within central New Jersey. A lot of shit's going on in Jersey. Jersey Shores. I need to go up there. I never really spent too much time up there. Apparently all the freaks are up there. We know this. The closer you get to Salem, they be sailing them waters. Write that down. Marshall, write that down. Next song. Let's see. Who's ghostwriting for you? Ooh, he works with the ghosts of Christmas past. It's the present, bro. We're trying to make futuristic music. Martian music. Alien Gang. If you don't stop with that. All before I was 20 years old. Oh, you met some great people. I didn't meet nobody but gang members, dealers, and killers. Fucking mafiosos and shit by 20. I met the darkest people. I guess you did too, huh? They would call these people Satanists too. The different traditions of magic we emphasize different Each emphasize different points, and what works for a defense against one may not work as defense against another. Someone who relies solely on the Golden Dawn's lesser banishing ritual of pentagram, or the OTOs, OVOs, Star Ruby, may find his defense breached easily by someone laying gopher dust on his shoes. Who the fuck is laying gopher dust? I'm gonna wipe you off with this. That's what I mean. You don't know what they know, bro. You just need to know God, and He's got you. Because this is who's gonna study all this shit? You want to study all this shit? I don't. I got all the books. I'm just here to teach you what you need to know. It's a need to know basis. You really don't need to know nothing but God and what He's talking about. And you sit around waiting for His ass. On page 185, Lewis, you old man. I think that scared him to the core, how old he is to be having babies. He realized he's fucking 40 years old. You just wake up one day and you're like, I am fucking 40. That's like, according to societal beliefs, I am very old and this is over. I am done for. I need to die and make preparations for my 401. Oh, God. I need a living testimony, or a living will and testimony. I need the will to drive, not to survive. You don't need to drive to survive. Similarly, someone who relies heavily on red brick dust and amulets might find himself vulnerable to attacks of demons summoned by the ceremonialist. Yeah, your shit doesn't work against the demons. That's what I mean. I got all kinds of shit, dude. I told you, they made me wear all kinds of shit, dude. I don't know what was out there. I just do what God says. He's got me. He told me to hold this stone and to pray. That's all He told me to do. It worked. Obviously, I'm fine. That's it. I believe you, God. You told me to do what? All right, I do it. Whatever you say, God. That's it. I don't know what to do. He does. He tells me what to do. Because I don't know. And that's what you're trying to do, is have all this knowing and knowledge and shit. I know. You don't know shit, bro. Magic works on a number of different levels. The physical and the near-physical etheric levels, the astral and the energetic, and the mental and pure divine levels. And that's why we go through the levels of our being, so none of this shit bothers us. Which is pretty much you're weak in your emotions, bro. You're weak in your thoughts. You're weak in your resolve is what they call that. And that's it. It's like the flesh. We get weak. I get so weak in my knees, I can hardly speak. That kind of shit. And it's like, my mind's telling me no, but my body. Those kind of things. You don't know how to balance your mind and your emotions, which is the physical of your existence. To work with the spirit. It's balance, bro. You can't turn it off, bro. You can't turn off the mind. You can bring ease to it. You can't turn off the emotions. You can bring ease to your emotions. This is all part of wearing this fucking skin that it might be 40 years old like mine. I'm a 42, actually. I forgot. So, I've already been 42 years longer than you. And some of them, and then you look at Kanye. He's not wearing his age at all appropriately. He's the oldest out of all of us. I think he's like, I don't know. I know he's older. Him and Royce. I don't know if he's older than Royce, but they're old. And it's like, look at the wise one with the white hair. Hey, Amelia, what did you call my gray hairs? You called them... It was really cool. She made this cool word for him. Sorcerer? Wizard? She called him something cool. It's like wizard something. I don't know. My gray hairs, I think they're cool. And the more I see of them, they're small, so they're new. They're new hair that are coming out silver. And it's cool because it's like, it's new. I don't want to take it away because it's new. It's not the same as the other color of my hair, but it's new. It's all new hair that are all silver. I think it's cool. In the sense of wearing your age. You're not wearing your age appropriately. I say that as I'm a big-ass kid over here. I mean, I'm just saying. Like, that guy is not his age. And then you see Marshall. Is Marshall acting his age? Sort of. I think so. I think he's wearing his age appropriately. I think he's could stop trying to be a rapper. That would be appropriate to give up. But, retirement isn't looking... He's never really wanted to retire. This is a hard thing to wrap his mind around. He has a lot of emotional investment into this game. So, it may take a while. All right, anyways, mental and purely divine levels. Different world traditions of magic emphasize different levels. For example, hoodoo and other types of folk magic place great emphasis on the physical level through the use of material objects, such as powders and charms, and also the divine level through use of prayer and concretion. concrete, and the concretion, what is this? Consecration of items. Hoodoo doesn't focus that as much on the energetic or astral levels, though that is not to say that it doesn't use all of them. Ceremonial magic, meanwhile, places great emphasis on energetic levels that can be seen in rituals where pentagrams and hexagrams are traced in the air, other than the tools of ceremony. It is not a concern with physical magic as folk magic is. In a world where you can encounter any type of magic practitioner without traveling very far, it is necessary to be able to defend yourself on all these levels. So that's what he taught in here, is all this different shit. Still, I do not want my eccentricism to come off as... Alright, I don't know what that is. Okay, that's a big word. Must be British. As so much as modern eccentric works tend to. To this end, I have included an apex with the source of delving further into different traditions. Okay, stop there. I'm not doing this. You're not doing this. Don't do this. Don't do this to yourself, people. Give me a second. I'm just like, no, don't do this. Give me a second. Fuck off, bro. Seriously. Don't do this to yourself. There's so many. And okay, just off the top that I saw. Don't do this to yourself. Don't read every book that you can get a hold of to teach you fucking magic. Look at this. Don't waste your life trying to fill your fucking flesh with knowing. Don't do it. I told you, I have it all. Look at this fucking book. Nothing about what they do with the moon. All these ceremonies and practices. All these oils, all these fucking... Look at this shit. These fucking assholes. Look at this shit. I want to show you. Waning moons. The crone. They show you, like, everything, bro. Waxing. All of it. They spend all this fucking time to do all this shit. You know what I mean? Showing you the altars and the grams and the this and the that. Fine, fuck off, bro. Fuck off. This one's even fucking bigger. The fuck is this? What fucking degree do we need in the complete craft? Don't do this to yourself. Reading about goddesses and all of this bullshit, like the elements, the quarters. You can read everything you want to read about it. You know what I mean? All of the black arts. Consorting with spirits. Reversal magic. I don't read all this shit, bro. I teach it as we learn it in our life, our day-to-day life. As guided by God, bro. I would never sit around with all this bullshit. And if I walked around, scary motherfuckers. If I walked around, which is these books, all damn day, just going around pulling these fucking books out and shit, the fuck kind of person I look like? What am I asking for if I'm spending all my time reading about shit like this? Now, obviously I haven't. Why? Because we balance the darkness with the light. Because you know what? As much as you don't want to admit it, and I show you, God is in all of this. He was here. This is not ungodly. Spending all your time reading all of that shit, that's ungodly, bro. That's a waste of your space, your energetic space. Putting that much, you know what I mean, darkness into you. And that's all it is. All of that shit, all that is built from a place of fear. These are people that practice being God. You know, not that. Jason, you know, whatever. In the sense of that's what it is. To practice a religion is to practice God. I'm teaching you to know God, not practice, bro. But in our day, that's the practice. The practice is the evolution of our days. And, you know, as far as teaching God, okay, I don't have my Bible, and I feel very conflicted about not having my Bible. But... you know, as far as teaching God, I have so many more of those. You know what I mean? Let's teach you all the fucking goddesses, all the way of God in the female form, right? No, we don't read that all the time. This is the second one. Let's teach you how God lies in all of the stones, how God lives within the nature, and how we can harness this nature. This is the second one. They couldn't even fit it in one. Let's teach you the Bhagavad Gita, how they studied God, Krishna and Vishnu, right? We can talk about their God, who was Buddha. Okay, I don't have my Christian gods. You know what I mean? I can teach you about the fairy Bible. Gods that really were real. to different people. All God. He didn't, this isn't devils. He created such people, such things. They're real. Not outside of the one Godhead, as you call it, but God. It's all God, bro. And it's all good. If you know God. Otherwise, you fear it. And it's evil. And it's bad. And I just made a big-ass mess that I just cleaned up. Do I have more? I have so much more to teach you. And that's it. I have more to teach you about God than you could ever understand. But it is not in these books. We just use the books and the cards to confirm what he's doing in our day-to-day lives. You can go looking for God, or you can sit there and see God. It's your choice. You can be God. But my job is just to show you God, that he lives. Literally. I'm looking at the fairies. Morgan Le Fay, that's me in my last life. Fairies. Why would you think people's imaginations just came up with these things, but these were inspirations of God, of creativity that lived. And these were actually, they gave them such sources. Where'd we go? The story of Eugen's, I don't know, is a Lavidian fairy who is the guardian of hearth. There are many protective material spirits in Lavidian ritual or rural life, and a mate in Lavidian for mother. Okay, Eugen's mate is usually sensed in a strong communal feeling. When she does appear, it is often within the flames of the hearth fire. This tale shows how Eugen's mates blessed a motherless girl, bringing her joy. Okay, these are stories that were given to somebody about an existence of a being beyond this being, and how they, this one from Iceland to the Indian subcontinent. Dwarfs were traditionally fairies that lived within the earth and mined its treasures to shape into beautiful artifacts. As we have that, and I told you it was mined. The element of fire. Where did this come from? I think we were at a doctor's appointment or something, and they said they had free books. Here's our runes. A Bible, again, that teaches you Odin, the Allfather. You know what I mean? Have you heard these stories before? They were stories, and they were real to those that could believe. So I tell you, even though dragons are not here anymore, they're just not in this reality. But that all realities come to this reality when you open up. I was going to say your chakras, but when you open up your belief system, I've said it since the beginning, you're never going to see a unicorn if you've never ever believed in him before. You're never going to see Jesus if you don't believe he's real. You're never going to see, and that's it. Her believing in this shit, bro, she's going to see it. And will she have the faith to endure it? It's like, I don't fucking play when I say I can do an exorcism. I believe in the spirit that's inside of you, but I believe that it is of God, and I know where it comes from, and I know how to get it out, because God has given me the power to know how to handle you and your spirit. And it's not evil. It's misunderstood when I say I can do such things. If I can do an exorcism of an outside entity of a spirit that's been placed inside of a body, then why can't I deal with your feelings and your words and your actions? Going back to your fear of me. You don't need to fear me, and you don't need to fear God. You're filled with fear of this world, and I'm trying to fill you with faith. In doing so, yes, I am going to offend your fucking thoughts, your ego, till you find the truth, as I posted yesterday in my community page. But it's all about the truth. We have to work through all these lies that you were told to find the truth. And it's hidden everywhere. It's everywhere. There's truth everywhere. So, with that being said, I'm going to wrap it up today. Today's all about, it's a continuation to yesterday's, which is about having faith. Today's affirmation, God got me. Start speaking God into your life. We're bringing God into everybody's life. Which God? I don't know. All of them. You're getting a little bit of everything around here, obviously. Okay? Hey, I love you guys. Have a great day. Later, haters.